Good morning, everybody. On a very bright, beautiful spring stroke summer morning. As you can see, lovely blue skies, and it's going to be about 16-17 degrees today. For those of you that's watching in the UK, you know that we haven't had any rain for I think about 8 weeks. We've had a couple of light showers, but that's not even penetrated the ground. So it is bitterly dry, and it's putting off a lot of tasks that sort of needs rain to go with it. So for all my good progress at the beginning of the season, I am now desperately behind again. So I'll take you along to a couple of jobs that I can do today, but this is probably going to be a very short episode. So I'll show you what I've done. By the strawberry beds, I'm taking the mulching theme throughout this year where I can. So what I've done here is I had a bag of grass cuttings from home, and we have a tiny little lawn at home, so I don't generate a lot. I generate about one bag like that, and I came up here and mulched sort of 3/4 of the bed a week ago or so. You can see some of it's really dry and drying out already. So I just put it down on the ground to try and stop some weeds. Now, I don't know if you remember, and I can't remember if I showed you, but last year I have these weeds, and I don't know what they are called, but they start like that, millions of them like that, then they turn into that, and then they turn into monster plants like this. And that's what killed this strawberry bed last year. So the weeds took over. I didn't keep on top of them, and they basically killed all the strawberry plants. Now, as you know, I've replanted this bed. I try to water it as best I can, but there's loads and loads of gaps in here again. You can see some of the bigger plants over there is gaps I filled again, and I'm going to be doing that again in a minute. So well, basically, let's return to this bed. I'll talk about this new bed in a minute. So I've mulched, and I ran out of grass clippings. But luckily I have got two friends with massive lawns. So I've just gone to go and collect a bag of grass cuttings, and literally all I do is I just make sure that I cover all exposed soil. So that one's mulched now. So what I'm going to go and do, these ones will need to be netted fairly soon. They've got flowers. Look, oh, we've got a little bee. That's good. Pollinate, dear friend. So we can have some strawberries. So yes, lots of flowers on here. Unfortunately, that frost we had about a week ago got some of them, so a lot of these won't do anything. So wherever your strawberry, the centers of the flowers have gone black, I think they won't have any fruit this year, but luckily there's still loads of flowers forming all over. So yes, so what I'll do is I will get my little net supports and I'll put them in now, and then I won't put the net up just yet, and then on this side what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the hoe out, hoe as much of these tiny little weeds as I can, and then I will get some backup strawberry plants, plug some holes, and then I'll start mulching from that side. My grass is not going to go very far, so I'll probably only get about 1/4 or 1/3 of the bed done up to there, but then later I will go and get more grass and I'll try and get this one mulched as well. Because of the lack of rain, my plans for getting the 3rd bed done this year once again is gone. As you can see, I have been working in the middle. I offered some strawberry plants to a new allotment holder about 8 or 9 plots down, so she came and dug a bunch out. Interesting project that she's doing. She's starting a community garden for disabled people, so I will probably do a video on that sometime soon. But anyway, so she came and dug a bunch out while I was in France. I've dug out more as you can see in the pot over there, and that's what also all those pots were for. I was going to dig out 102, which is what I need for that bed. Never quite got round to it, and I definitely think it's too late now. So what I might do is leave that last bit back there. I might just dig out this bit and see what I can save from that. Dig it, put it in pots, keep watering them well. Maybe they'll work, maybe they won't, but at least I'll clear this path. So I think that's what I'm going to do now, is just spend a bit of time on these strawberry beds, see how far I get, and then I think I'll just net those ones the way I did last year, and at least we'll get some from there as well. So let me get on with it, and I'll see you again in a minute. Okay, so let me show you these. I have talked about these before, and I saw them for the first time on Muddy Boots' channel, and it was when he visited the Malvern show. It wasn't last year, it was the year before, but he always goes and pops by this guy's stand, and for the life of me I can't remember what it is, but I am going to look it up, and I will put a link down below. But these rods are like what do I say, like fiberglass or you know, I don't know what they are, I don't know what they're made of, but they're lovely. So you just stick them in the ground, bend them over, put them in the other side. They come, well, you buy these little clips with them like that, which then perfectly, if I can do this with one hand, let me try and do this. That one clips into that one, and oops, so that one okay, so let's see if I can show you this. They come with these little clips, which then the rod on the top just clips into into it like that, and you can adjust it. And then let's look at the next one. So once again, just clip it in. So my bed isn't quite long enough for the rods to go all the way across. So what I need to do is sort of do multiple rods. Hold on, I'm trying to do this one-handed. There we go. Okay, and then what I do is I use a clip and I clip these two together in the middle to hold it up. What I must find out on the website is if he does longer rods. If I can get a long rod that can go all the way across these 3 beds each, then that would save me a lot of hassle. The other problem I've also got is when I ordered the net for this, I was originally intending on using these on my beds on the far side, which are 3 meters wide, and yes, therein lies the problem. So I got a net that would cover the 3 meter length of bed plus the downward 2 ends. So I think I ordered 4 meters or 4.5 meters or whatever. So of course these beds are, oh, I think those scaffolding boards are 3.9 meters, and then of course you've got the 2 ends, so it just doesn't work. So the reason I'm not putting the netting up straight away is I'm going to be going on the website and see if I can order some longer netting of him. But the netting is of really good quality. Let me go and show you on one of the other beds. Here I am down by bed 5, and yes, I've erected one of them here to cover the cabbages, and I don't know if you can see, but it's really good quality netting. I mean, very sturdy. It's not like the cheap net you can buy just in the garden centres and stuff. So I'm really impressed with the quality of this net. And as you can see, it covers a 3 meter bed. To be honest, I could probably have done with it being just about 30 centimeters longer, because I'm right on the edge of the net there, and the same on that side. So slightly longer would have been better. So but I will know that next time I order. So so yeah, let's go back to the strawberries. I promise I will show you the rest of the plot soon, but as I say, no rain means no dig. So let's go back up to the strawberries. So what I'm going to do next is hoe all those fine weeds and just try and clear them up a little bit. Look how quickly some of these grow. Look at the size of that one already. And I only just hoed in here about a week ago. Okay, so I've honed in here, so some places where they're too close to the strawberries, it's just easier to actually pick them out. Like here, you don't want to get that hoe in too close to the strawberry. I've chopped off many a strawberry plant like that. So so yeah, so what I'll go and do now is just go through by hand, make sure I haven't missed any, pick up some of the bigger ones because they sort of deceive your eye a little bit, go around and see where I've got fairly dead or strawberry. It's not dead, I can see some green there, but that one's not really going to do anything, so I'd rather replace it with one of those big ones from over there. Just quickly plug a couple of holes and then I'll show you just how I do the mulching. Back in a minute. And that's basically it. It's almost like tucking them up in bed with a little blanket. Not that they need it in this sort of heat, but if it saves me having to weed this bed all the time, it can only be good. So I will get on as far as I can with the remaining grass, and then I'll see you again in a minute. Okay, so that's it for this bed. I've hoed the little weeds, plugged some holes with some bigger plants, and then topped up the grass, and that's where I got to before I ran out of grass. So I will take my green bag and go and collect some more and come back tomorrow and finish off the rest, and then put the hoops on this one. So let's go and see what else I can do before I've got to go home. Okay, so here we are back at bed 5, and I had a small space here. I don't know earlier if you saw when I showed you the net. I've got a row of plastic bottles. You've probably seen me do this in previous videos. When I plant out a new seedling like lettuce or something that I just want to protect for a little while from either something nibbling it, or maybe it's still a bit tender and there could be some cold coming, or I put these recycled squash bottles. So I take a normal squash bottle, as you can see the brand over there, and I cut the top and the bottom off, and it just makes a nice cylinder that then works fairly well. So these are kale plants that I planted this row about a week ago, just over a week ago, yeah, probably a week, and I put them up, and it's also got another purpose which I'll show you in a minute. But first of all, I've just been cutting up some more bottles. I save them throughout the year, and then I'll quickly put the bottles on, and then I'll show you what else is good about it. Okay, so they're all on. I squash them into the ground a little bit so that they don't blow away, and then I watered all of the holes before I put the kale seedlings in. So underneath this, the dry soil up at the top, there is a reservoir of moisture for them to survive. But then also the other thing that's good about this is you water into the bottle and it just directs the water straight down. Over time, it doesn't matter if it fills up, it does seep away over time. So, oops, that one's not in properly, you can see, because the water's escaping. So, just giving all of them a little drink. And as you can see, I use very little water this way because I know it's going to go straight down to where the roots are, and I'm not splashing a whole bunch of water all the way around. So yeah, that's my row of plastic bottles that I've just planted. So I think that's it for me for today. I need to go and have lunch, and then I'm meeting up with a friend this afternoon. So this is what it looks like at the moment. Massive thistle problem in amongst the onions. So I've bought a specialist thistle spray and I'm trying that out. Very directed, trying not to get it on the onions. So broad beans are doing okay. I've erected the first of the bean poles. So and the next thing that's going to go out is a row of Swiss chard right next to the broad beans. The other thing I also need to do is put some supports in for the broad beans, and I went to a National Trust property on the weekend and they've just got sticks on the corners and a couple in the middle, and then they just run sort of twine in amongst it, and that obviously just gives the broad beans a little bit of support. So I'll be doing that as well. So I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.